In episode 1, we talked about taking space from the opponent because it gives you the most options and limits their options. Since you have 2 players in bot lane, you want one person on top side and one on bot side to hold as much space as possible. A common error is for one of the bot laners to play way too far back. Instead, the player on top side should be right up at the edge of the opponent's range, and the player on bot side should be standing forward the same distance to be ready to trade with Aphelios when he last hits this minion. If you don't play top and bot side, and instead stand together, you open yourself up to getting double CC'd and killed by many champions like Alistar, Bard, Rel, Lux, etc. You also give them a lot of value on AoE abilities and give them a lot of space to maneuver around you. Trading in bot lane is a little different because you need to consider your ally. If you see a situation where you can force a 2v1, you should force a trade immediately. In this example, Gragas has Q, so he can't block and engage, while Xayah wants to last hit this minion. This is an illegal move by Xayah, because blue team can immediately create a 2v1 and engage. The side that's winning should work together to force as many engages as possible and lay down harassment when the opponent goes for last hits. Use on-the-way pings and chat to communicate your intent to your ally, or backping them if they go too far forward. It's important that both bot laners play up the same distance to immediately retaliate in response to an engage, and to force your opponent's side back, in this case Alistar. If Kerio was standing here, then Alistar could move forward and Tristana would be in a 1v2 and be unable to attack the wave or farm. Due to Kerio's positioning, as soon as Ezreal goes in, he can immediately snap engage and get a trade back, which wouldn't have happened if he was standing slightly further back. When an opponent engages, it's extremely important for the person who isn't getting engaged to immediately target the damage dealer to prevent them from following up. Again, if you're not in position to immediately react by standing too far back, it's going to open your ally up to a lot of punishment. This applies to carries as well. If you're a carry and your support gets engaged, they have nothing left to stop you from all-inning the opposing carry and forcing them back. Always be on the lookout for these opportunities to stop enemy engages, and don't be afraid to go forward when they've used all their abilities. If there's one thing that plagues inexperienced players, it's a fear of low health. If you get chunked, your first instinct should be to trade back and punish their cooldowns, not to run away. In this example, Vayne heavily overextends for a trade and chunks Karma. Because Karma's first instinct is to run, she gives up an opportunity to kill Vayne. Instead, remember from earlier that this creates an immediate 2v1 triangle, and Karma should ignite Vayne and turn on her immediately, which will force Vayne's flash and allow Sivir to flash follow for the kill. Even if you're extremely low, you must look for opportunities to trade back damage, as the opponent cannot attack both of you at once. Even if you die, your ally is relying on your damage to get a return kill, and vice versa. In this clip, Bard is 1 Q from death, but that doesn't prevent him from trading back on Ezreal, because he knows Ezreal's going to use his next attack on Kai'Sa. Bard gets 1 auto on Ezreal, and then flashes the lethal Q, and again comes back for another auto, even though he's 1 hit from death. At the same time, Ashe, who's also about to die, re-enters the fight, knowing that Taliyah can't attack them both, and gets 3 autos down, which makes the difference. Bot lane fights often come down to 1 auto attack, and if you don't overcome this fear of low health and skirt the boundary between life and death, you're leaving a lot of value on the table. So trades in bot lane have drastically different value depending on who you're hitting. In general, trades on the carry have higher value because it prevents them from farming. Supports also usually have a sustain advantage due to stronger trading tools and more potions, so they should aggressively look to trade health with the carry to prevent them from farming and then sustain back up. As we've seen previously, there's a topside matchup, and a bot side matchup. To get maximum trade value, you can swap who plays top and bot side to get an advantageous matchup. In this example, Kai'Sa is short-ranged, so she's susceptible to being harassed by Lulu. As a melee champion, Sett is constrained to the brush, so as long as they avoid the brush, it's easy to gain a lot of space and prevent Kai'Sa from last hitting. On bot side, Sett's finding it difficult to play outside the brush and get equal damage back onto Lucian, and he's eventually forced out by the incoming minion wave. If Lulu were to stand on bot side and trade to top side, she would take lots of minion aggro and have to fight 2 champions if she ever wanted to deny Kai'Sa minions. However, with Lulu on top side, she doesn't have to trade through the minions, and she can harass freely because she doesn't have to last hit. So remember to stand equal distance forward as your ally on top and bot side, and don't hurt them by standing too far back. Take advantage of the trading triangle and retaliation trades to block all-ins and return trade damage. Don't be afraid to fight at low health, and finally, make sure you're choosing your top and bot side to get maximum trade value. Thanks for watching, and if this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.